Hello, welcome to a Very Explosion Network Christmas, our podcast dedicated to the merriest of holidays, the festive season with films about Santa, snow, or being left home alone, the time of year we all come together and wonder, how did Santa come to 12 reindeer? I'm your host, Ash Shelby, and helping me grow my heart 3 sizes of Christmas cheer is Dylan Blight.
Ho, ho, ho.
Pretty great. Yes, we're back. We're back for another season of a Very Explosion Network Christmas, which is scary because it is almost Christmas and almost the end of the year.
That's how the timing of the podcast works.
It is. It's like, come back. Hey, this time of the year where we've got all this end of the year stuff, let's just jam one podcast in where we're going to do a bunch of podcasts in a very short period of time. Why not?
But one day people will think when an episode of this podcast just drops into their feed, they'll go, now the
Christmas.
Very Explosion Network Christmas is here. Christmas is nearly here.
Yeah.
I'll
Gladly
become
bring that
synonymous.
Christmas joy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it worked out very well that we've got season 2 of the Santa Clauses, which we're going to start talking about just in a second. But yeah, there is a bunch of Christmas stuff. It's just fortuitous that they actually got it in one calendar year, the second season. Which I listened back to the last episode and we're like, it's surely it's going to be a little while, especially given a bunch of strikes happened in between as well.
They must have started filming that shit straight away.
Still, before it even finished. Maybe this is actually just part 2 of season 1. I don't know.
I mean, it does start with chapter 7, not season 2, episode 1. So,
but yeah, as we start our journey, is there any Christmas movie you're excited to watch this Christmas season? Got a few.
I mean, I'm excited to watch a few. So, there's a bunch of there's, as always with the more streaming services just means more. I literally just watched the trailer for Candy Lane before we started recording, so that looks pretty funny. We've got the new Stan one, which they changed the name
Family
of
Jones Christmas,
the Jones Family Christmas or whatever. Yeah, that looks pretty good, but also weirdly sad because it's about Australian family getting together at Christmas time, and then bushfires happening, and it's like, wow, is that a bit too close to home? You know what I mean? So that looks quite funny. I've watched one that I don't think I can talk about yet because it's under embargo, but that was quite good. And then I feel like I've got a few on my watch list. The only thing is I just don't have a horror one for this year.
I'm sure one will turn up.
Well, actually, I think there was one.
I think there was one in cinemas, with a bunch of Christmas gnomes. I want to say
no. There's a new one coming out, but I can't remember the name of it. But I can't remember if they delayed it or not. It was I don't know. It's a Wonderful Christmas.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm worried about. This may be the last season because of this podcast, because I saw that the next Terrifier movie is set.
Yes, Terrifier 3 will be a horror. Will be a Christmas movie.
So yeah, we might have to get a guest host.
Yeah, I think you'll be lucky because I'm pretty sure it's coming out October, so it'll be right before we start this. So you should be fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
So
they're putting it out at Halloween still, but it's a Christmas movie.
That's weird. I guess it and The Nightmare Before Christmas,
Silent Night. I found it.
Oh no, that's not a horror movie.
No, sorry, I just meant an adult one. Should have rewound.
Oh, okay.
I just meant where's my yearly adult horror movie? Adult Christmas movie.
Well, the way there's 2 that I've seen that are horror themed this year. There's Something in the Barn, which is currently playing in some cinemas, I think, which is a bunch of gnomes in Norway.
Gnomes, eh? Oh, they're always in Norway, those bastards. Yeah.
But then there's also It's a Wonderful Life, which is a retelling of It's a Wonderful Life. With murder.
But with a knife. Yeah, that's one with Justin Long, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that was. Yeah, is that out?
No, not yet. I don't know when it's coming out, but yeah, I know that one's coming. So, yeah, a few other good ones, and there's the Dwayne Johnson one that's meant to come at some point that may or may not drop this year.
I may not care. Now you could be like, Dylan, why is having a horror Christmas movie so important? And I'll have you know that horror movies and Christmas is not just a Dylan thing. It's synonymous with history. Ever since Black Christmas released, like with like having, I got to have a horror movie as well. You know, there's like several things I want in life, right? I want a Christmas horror movie every year. I want some classic Christmas fun. I want to watch the Santa Claus or a new season of the show. And I forgot what my third joke was going to be there.
I mean, somebody needs to get murdered in a Christmas movie, otherwise all the people in the other Hallmark Christmas movies can't fall in love.
It's true.
It's a pagan sacrifice.
Yeah. I need everything. I just need some horror Christmas. I need some rom-com Christmas. I need some family Christmas. I need some animated Christmas. I need a Doctor Who Christmas, which they're bringing back.
Are we going to do that here? Or are we going to do all the other?
That's a hard. No, that's a hard. That's a fish fingers and custard special. Okay, but yeah. I'm, Russell T Davies saving Doctor Who one step at a time. Christmas special's back.
Oh no, that'll probably be on after this podcast comes to the end. So we finish before Christmas, right?
True. Yeah, that drops on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, or whatever.
But yeah, that's a lot to be excited for this season of A Very Explosion Network Christmas. So let's just jump into the first thing. We're here to talk about the Santa Clauses, Season 2, Chapter 7, the Christmas Krabble. Chapter 7, the Kribble Krabble Claus. And Chapter 8, Floofy. Both directed by Jason Weiner. Both written by Jack Burditt. Of course, this season having Tim Allen, Elizabeth Mitchell, Austin Kane, Elizabeth Allen Dick, Matilda Lawler, Devin Bright, Gabriel Iglesias, Rick Stonestreet, Isabella Bennett, Liam Kyle, Ruby J, and Laura San Giacomo. Dylan, what do you think of the first 2 episodes of the Santa Clauses?
I've been absolutely loving the first 2 episodes of this show. I feel like the first season was like testing around and like sort of worked out what was like good and funny and what people liked from the first season. And now 2 episodes in, I'm like, this is just quality so far. Like from what I would like out of this show, so far this is hitting all it. And Eric Stonestreet so far is Magnus Antis. I'm not a Modern Family guy, but maybe I get it now because he's killing it.
This is so different to his Modern Family character.
So is Gabriel Iglesias. Really, really good as well. But I just loved also. I feel like the other thing I really like is some of my complaints about the first season was just a lot of characters just not having a lot to do, not much to do, including Elizabeth Mitchell, and straight away having her like from the outset be a lot more involved and be like,
instantly teaming her up with your favorite character from season 1.
That's right,
Gary.
Well, I guess I'll team up with Mrs. Claus then. So good.
They said it was a toxic environment.
Yeah, it's so good. It's fucking good shit. But I just like how it's also her just like being like, it's not waiting for something to come to her and her character this season, or she's not just a tag on for the Santa Claus story. It's, hey, I'm gonna basically just like pick up and put myself in charge of the elf police.
I'm not gonna whine about Mrs. Claus not being important all season.
I'm gonna
be active.
I'm gonna be active,
so have an active decision.
Yeah. So I feel like 2 episodes in, because obviously they drop back to back, so you just sort of watch it as one thing. I watched it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I love the flashback as well. That was quite funny. So in the second episode with Betty and everything, that was good stuff. Hey, Toots. I'm not Toots. That's the head. Oh, you're not head elf? You look like... I was like, that's such a funny joke. Good stuff.
I'm enjoying it as well. Obviously, it's more of the Santa Clauses. I feel like a little bit more directional. Like they've got a bit more of a clear focus this season. It's Santa wanting to still be Santa, I guess.
Or at least keep it in the family.
Keeping it is making it a family business.
Family business, yeah.
As you do. So now everybody's kind of got a full story and motivations and ideas of where they want the season to go. Rather than, I'm just going to retire. Who knows what's going to happen? Plus Eric Stonestreet as a impending threat. As to have this secret that could potentially be a wedge between the elves and Santa Claus is quite interesting. and then also to take out your best elf character as well is also super interesting, but also disappointing because she was Matilda Lawler's really good. So
yeah, it's like, I guess the only complaint, I'm not gonna hold it as a complaint because like
with 2 episodes
we're 2 episodes in, but you don't get much of her apart from that one sequence of her in New York City. But yeah,
hating pizza apparently.
hating, just I get it, man. It's
not sweet enough.
Not sweet enough. Yeah, so it's fine.
But yeah, I love the idea of the Kribble Krabble. And she's been putting it off for a long time based on all those envelopes.
I just like how there was like the fourth magnifying glass that comes in, and it's like,
this means you, Betty.
This means you, Betty.
Like,
it's like, how do they plan this stuff?
Yeah, the last head off. Yeah, like, put that in.
Yeah.
You'd have to. Old, what's his name?
Bernard.
Well, I guess it's the one after Bernard that was in the.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name, but that guy, yeah.
Yeah, the Inferior Bernard. Yeah.
Yeah, Inferior Bernard.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously we've got Cal, who's been anointed the next Santa, despite being.
He's an idiot.
What was it? What was the line? He is physically, spiritually, and mentally challenged.
He certainly is.
But he is got a girl.
Mm-hmm. They really love each other. They're like Romeo and Juliet. They don't remember how that play ends, but they're like Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
They were like very in love with each other. Even enjoying like the Cupid cameo with Kevin Pollak. Really like, oh, that's first love. Can't do anything about that. But family is the number one killer of all relationships.
I hate that girl already, by the way, the girlfriend. The moment she started, well, not really, but like, oh my god, I was like, you're the most annoying couple in the world. Just the fact that when she just started doing the like on the baby state, I was like, I hate you. Please stop.
Not the whistling in the scene. They almost killed all the elves.
Yeah, almost killed all the elves. I love the Tim Allen deadpan of like, yeah, I appreciate you letting her stay here, Dad. No worries, just as long as she just, doesn't disrupt our day-to-day activities.
All the elves slowly waking up from the coma.
Yeah.
Very funny. And then we've got what's the daughter's name again?
Sandra?
Sandra. She's a witch.
Yep, she's a witch.
That's it.
No, but again, like she's getting her own very separate story. She's not just the sister, She's not just the
other one.
She's not tied into his story, and she's not being tied into her mum's story. It's not like, let's just stick the
women together.
Yeah, the women together. Like I like that, and it also means that the story gets to continue on from the first season, because then we get to keep in the witch and we get to build upon that, and like seeing her powers build up and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, you could be like, well, it's actually her Elizabeth, what's her name? Elizabeth Allen, like that's his Tim Allen's actual daughter. So
yeah.
That's why I could be like, well, they would never not give her a good part. But I like still, you don't know.
I don't know. I feel like she would just do anything. So.
But she's quite good. So
yeah, she's quite good. Got good comedic timing and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And obviously, the fun scene with her talking to the reindeer, and then the reindeer finally figuring out she can understand what they're saying.
Yeah, that's funny. How do we get more of them? Because they've like cast two prominent.
One of them
people.
Was.
One's Jack McBrayer, which is the most noticeable voice, and then I looked up the other one. It was Neil Flynn.
Okay, yeah.
So two prominent,
reasonably
prominent actors that known for a lot of comedy TV shows and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Mad Agnes. Is it Matt? No, Magnus.
It's Magnum Opus.
Magnum
Magnus. Magnum Mopa.
Magnum Condoms.
Yep, that's it.
Magnus Agdam. Whatever. Yep. The Mad Santa, played by Eric Stonestreet, brought back to life after he accidentally knocks over a snow globe onto the Nutcracker that he was trapped in. Yeah, he's super enjoyable. I also love his little gnome friend or assistant, Olga. Who just hates everybody.
Very
She's very good. Yeah, just anything he kind of says or does is quite entertaining at the very least. Just him, like, especially the slight swerve of like, oh, no, I'm all over that. I was angry after
Yeah.
But then
I
I have
had
a 700
years nap.
They've
I'm
got
good
these
now.
slabs that you can do all this stuff with. I'm sure
Yeah.
humans have changed.
Yeah.
Walks outside, 5 minutes. I'm going to kill all the.
Yeah. I'm going to turn you into a roadblock.
How
would that be bad? If I turn them into a roadblock, would that be bad? Oh yes, it would most definitely be bad if he was looking for a punishment.
I mean, yeah, throwing away my fig and walnuts. Very funny. Yeah, just the pickled ham.
I
love the opening of the first thing you see of him, if he like escaping somewhere. He's like, "Oh, why do they even call me Mad Santa?" Is figuring out his name is kind of like Mad Santa. It's actually quite clever. Yeah.
I was worried coming into the show though, because I was like, oh god, like just another like evil Santa sort of thing.
Yeah.
But so far and look, maybe by the end it turns into the typical sort of I want to take over and because that's where we're heading at the end of the second episode.
I mean, yeah,
we'll just take over.
I mean, we've had bad Santas in 2 and 3.
Yeah, so that's the thing I was worried
and I guess
about,
technically last season as well.
But at least it does feel different enough, especially with, I guess, having the gnomes and all these other different sorts of critters and creatures and stuff. So
yeah,
like, tied into his like thing and getting more of the flashbacks. I hope we get because that was quite fun. So
yeah, it's like a very different type period.
Can
we make this throne out of wood? Nope. Ice is better for the aesthetic.
I sort of just hope I would actually like for one of these movies / shows to actually just end. Like it would be good if at the end it's not like they lock him up again. It would just be like, like
he goes away.
Yeah, they're like, what you actually want is to be over here, like doing this stuff, and you're like, yeah, that's true, actually. Like because I just hate the whole. Well, we'll just lock it. Like if we get to the end, it's just just lock him away in his little thing for another 700 years. It's just like I've seen that a million times. I just need give me something different.
Yeah,
keep him around. He's fun.
Absolutely.
Oh. He invented it, man. I don't know what to say.
He's a genius.
It's also my favorite line, in case you can't tell.
Clearly.
Good delivery.
He looks at the sign. Ho ho!
Ho ho ho!
See, it's stuck around. 700 years, still here. Yeah. Any other final thoughts on these first 2 episodes? Anything else we want to talk about?
I can't believe she warned him he wasn't very good at darts, and look how far that got him. That was a very dark joke that they played there.
It was. I think
you need to come back to it, but you knew exactly how that went down.
Last year, you're like, oh, I wonder how he lost his eye. I want to know how he did.
Now we know. Now we know. Fucking darts.
I mean, we are 99% sure we know how it happened.
I think he had a few too many candy canes and was like, I'll hold this. See if you can hit it.
I'll just stand off way to the side. Also love that he had a date with the witch 200 years ago and he still holds a grudge.
Still obsessed, yeah.
Crazy. Oh, it's crazy. Sometimes machines just break about me.
Yeah.
Should probably get that checked out.
Yeah. Just write it on the list. I like how Sandra comes in. It's like, can we talk about Olga? I can talk about Olga.
Fantastic.
Bloody
love Gary.
Yeah, a legend.
All right, let us know what you thought of the latest episodes of the Santa Claus. The Santa Claus is by going to explosion.com/Twitter or jump into our Discord at explosion.com/Discord if you want to help us out here at A Very Explosion Network Christmas. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser that leaves 5 stars, and you can leave 5 stars or just tell people about the show. And if you've enjoyed this episode or want to give us some Christmas cheer, head over to our Ko-fi page at explosion.com/support. All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. And until next time, just remember, Santa's catchphrase used to be "Wanga Bunga Langa."
What?
That's what it was before he said "Ho ho ho."
I know.